Welcome back to FMR Therapy. JC here, the people's therapist, and today we're going to mash out the hamstring. I like a ball for the hamstring, and so if you have like a baseball or a softball around, that is perfect. If you don't, but you have something similar to it, maybe you have a supernova, that's great. The AccuMobility ball would work here as well. If all you have is a lacrosse ball, I'm going to suggest maybe go get, like I don't have one in the room here with me. That's a video prep fail. Like a washcloth or a little, hand towel to put over the ball. That's just going to make the size of the ball a little bit bigger. Boom. You now have, it's still firm underneath that, but the width of the ball just got considerably larger. And then potentially you're also going to need something to add height to elevate the ball. So potentially like a yoga block where you're putting the ball on the yoga block. You've got a towel on top of it to make the width of the ball a little bit broader, and then you would use that. So this is what you're going to do. Get a nice firm chair or stool or box like the kind that you jump on in fitness. Take your ball. We're working the hamstring, right? That's the back side of the leg. So there's a bony part of your butt way up at the tippy top. You're going to start right there. You're going to take your ball and you're going to basically try to find that bony part and sit right on that ball, right? Just sit right on there. Now I've got the ball right underneath that bone. So now I'm going to move down the leg a little bit. Boom. Now here I am right in the hamstring. So when I was on the bone, I was on where the hamstring attaches. If I go this way, whoop, roll that ball so that it's headed down my leg this way, now I'm right on, kind of the high tendon of the hamstrings, that cord, and I can just wiggle myself back and forth, back and forth. I'm going left, right over the ball. And then after I've kind of wiggled around a little bit, now I'm going to put a stretch on the hamstring and then not a stretch on the hamstring. Stretch on the hamstring and not a stretch on the hamstring. Let me turn so I can show you what we're talking about here. I found the bone of my butt. I went, boop, just that way to get onto the cord of my hamstring. And now I'm just kind of flexing my knee and straightening my knee and just letting pressure happen. Then I'm going to start rolling the ball, closer to my knee. I'm going to get closer to the belly of the hamstring. Same thing, I can move that ball down a little bit and just sort of wiggle left, right on the ball. I'm not rolling the ball, I'm just kind of moving my body left and right on it. Then I'm just going to let the ball stay right there, straighten my knee, flex my knee, straighten my knee, flex my knee. You'll notice that when you straighten it, it's a little harder because there's a ball deep in the belly of the flesh of your hamstring. Same thing, going to roll it down, getting closer and closer to the knee. Now that the ball, so it's getting, farther this way, now I really need to lean my upper body weight over the ball. If I take a seat on the chair, right, if I sit my keister down because now the ball's over here, there's just not going to be a whole lot of pressure into that hamstring, and I want a good amount of pressure. There's a lot of big meat and fascia and blood flow in there, so I want a good amount of pressure. So stay off your keister, stay over the ball, and then you'll notice that does actually cut down how well you can straighten your leg. That's just because that ball really is getting into that tissue a little bit better, so it's restricting your hamstring's ability to stretch, which is totally fine. We're just back and forth, back and forth. I'm getting a little bit closer to the knee. We're just going to roll a little bit and just hover over. I can even, actually put even more weight just by kind of crossing my arms right over it. Oh, when I do that, I can barely open my knee, right? But I know that I'm getting some really good pressure into that knee. So again, just a back and forth, sort of cross fiber friction, those big tendons in there, and then also straighten the knee, flex the knee. We're going to work for 2 minutes on each leg, just like this. Now, it would be a disservice if we didn't spend some time going right down the hamstring and then spend a little bit of time on the adductor magnus as well. So kind of the inside of the back of the thigh. So to do that one, I want you to start the ball. Same thing on the bony part, right? Right on the bone. Boom. Start it right at the bone of your butt, right? But now I'm going to kind of twist my body so that that ball is going onto the inside of the back of my leg. I know that this is really difficult to see here, but the ball is right on the inside of the back of my leg. I'm still kind of on the bone. I can still feel the bone of my pelvis, right? And I've got the ball right there. And then we're just kind of wiggling left, right, just back and forth, back and forth. I can also internally rotate my leg, right, with that ball just sitting right there. Then I'm going to start working my way down. So instead, before we were just sitting straight up on top of it. Now I'm going to twist and I'm going to turn my body. So my ball is under this leg. I'm going to turn my body so that that ball is under the middle of my thigh. This is the backside of the groin, I guess, is the best way to, kind of try to describe that, because we all think of the groin as like right here, right up on the front side. So now I'm on the back side of that, right? I'm still sitting on it, but now I'm turning my body, I'm twisting my body and my leg, and then of course going back into straightening the knee and then bending the knee, straightening the knee. Then I can come down a little bit. Same thing. I can also kind of left, right. Ooh, that's nasty. Just moving my leg back and forth over it. And essentially what I'm doing, I'll show you here, is that ball is just kind of going like this, back and forth over the cords of that inside adductor back there, as I just kind of put that body weight on there. And then, of course, straighten and unstraighten. And with the adductor, I really only have to do this like top of the thigh, right? This top here. We don't have to keep going down into, the lower part of the tendon of the knee and stuff like that. So stay up nice and high. It's about flexing and bending the knee. Get a bunch of time in there, 2 to 5 minutes. 5 minutes is going to be better. 2 minutes is kind of a minimum. Do it on both legs, and then stretch your hamstrings after that. Way to stick around. We'll see you next time.